1996.
Showbiz Shelley here with huge big star, Mr. Harry Connick Jr. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Good. Now you're in this new movie, I hear. It's called New in Town.
Right.
Out today.
Yep.
Friday. And it's with Renee Zellweger, another big star. So talk a little bit about the film and your role, your character, all that.
Well, she plays an executive who comes up from Miami to a small town in Minnesota to basically mechanize a factory. And I play the union rep at the factory, and what that translates to is having to fire most of the workers there. So obviously that doesn't go over very well with me, and we don't get along very well at first. And, it takes a couple of turns, and we end up being together at the end.
And can I tell you, I saw the movie. Hilarious. It is so cute.
Oh, thanks.
It's such a good movie. It's like a romantic comedy, I guess you would say. And definitely a good date movie too.
Yeah, it is. It's sweet. I mean, and Renee's she's great in everything she does. That's really the reason I wanted to do it, was to work with her. And I knew she was attached to it, and then I read the script and I thought, this looks like a fun movie to do, because a lot of times she does things of a much heavier nature, and I've done some things like that in the past. So this was nice to just lighten up and do something fun. What
was she like? And was there anything kind of goofy, crazy that happened behind the scenes that you can let us in on?
Man, the whole movie was goofy and crazy.
Yeah.
We shot it in Winnipeg. It takes place in Minnesota, but we shot it in Winnipeg, and it was just so unbelievably cold, And I think back at, I had to have a beard in the movie, and a lot of times we'd be shooting outside, and just the condensation from your breath would, you'd have these little icicles all over your face, and she would be the first to point that kind of stuff out when it would be, a little bit embarrassing.
I read something that you coined a new term nostricles.
Oh,
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Huge on the set. Nostricles, beardsicles. I mean, because it got down to 50 below. It was crazy.
It just looked cold. It just looked cold watching it. But welcome to Chicago. I mean, this probably isn't too far off, right?
It's very similar here. It really is.
Yeah, it's been cold. It's been bad here the past couple weeks, actually. So, and like you mentioned, it wasn't actually filmed in Minnesota where it takes place.
Right.
So you went up to Canada, you said?
We went to Canada, yeah. I mean, Minnesota is great. It would have been great to have filmed there, but it was a producer's decision, so we go where they tell us to go.
Mm-hmm. And this is kind of a different thing for you as opposed to the music thing. So what's that like? Are you going to kind of start working on more films, or what are your plans for that?
I usually try to do one every year or two, because I love to do them, but it's by no means going to take the place of music. I'm just glad I can do both. It's a nice way for me to take a break from music, after I've been on the road for a while and promoting music, just to go do a movie. And I've been, really lucky that I've been able to do both so far.
What do you like better, music or movies? Do you have a choice?
Not really. I'm just glad I can do both. If I've been on the road for 6 months, it's nice to remain creative just off the road. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to pick, I'd pick music, but fortunately I haven't had to so far.
And you have 3 daughters, right? Mm-hmm. Do they watch your films? Are they going to see this one?
Yeah, they're excited to see this one. This is definitely one that they can see, and they're looking forward to it. So, in fact, my youngest, my 6-year-old, the other night was I probably had to explain the story to her about 6 times. Every time I got to the end, she said, "Tell me again. I want to know about it again." So,
oh, really?
Yeah, she's really excited about it.
And in the film, you have a daughter, and she's 13?
She's 14.
14.
And my oldest is 12. So it was interesting to see my daughter in the movie, having her first date, come to the house and pick her up, because, these are things that are right around the corner from me. So it was kind of interesting to test the waters a little bit.
That's what I was going to say. Do you tell guys, do they have dates yet? And if so, do you tell them like you do in the movie, whatever you do to her, I'm going to do to you? That was one of my favorite lines, by the way.
I hope I don't have to resort to that, my oldest, she'll be 13 in a couple of months. And so far, she's not really dating, but I'm sure that when she does, there may be some talks down the road I'm going to have with some of these young guys. But, she's got a boyfriend now, and, he's a great kid, and it's been real cool. Of course, what boyfriend means at 12 is a lot different than what it means at 18, So there's not a whole lot to worry about right now. But, I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. I hope she chooses wisely.
I was going to say, would they play Nintendo or something around the house, watch
Pretty
TV?
much. I mean, when they say they're going out, it's like it usually lasts for about a week.
Right.
And, but this one's actually lasted for a couple of months. So, and I like him. He's a cute kid.
Oh, good. And Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
And you have a very sexy wife, if I may say so. Are you guys going to do anything special, fun?
We've never been big Valentine's Day people.
Yeah.
We've always kind of blown it off because it just forces you to throw attention on something that you kind of should be doing anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we never really been big candy, flowers kind of folks.
I like to hear that because I hate Valentine's Day too.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do.
I'm just glad that we both aren't into it. That would suck if she was really into it. I mean, if she were, then I'd go along with it. But I'm just glad she's not.
Right, because otherwise, I mean, that would just be annoying. Yeah, for you, right? A pain.
A little bit.
So, yeah.
Imagine if I was really into it. That would be worse.
We'd have this would be an awesome conversation that I'd love to hear what kinds of things you like.
Right.
And what about, do you still get, like, when you walk down the street and stuff, do you have fans all the time recognizing you? Oh my God, Harry, yeah.
Because, there's some people who really know what I do, either as a musician or maybe they've seen a movie I've been in. And then there's other people who just kind of think they know who you are, and they may have seen you on television but aren't familiar with what you do. So there's all different kinds of levels, but it's great. I mean, people are always very nice, and they're always real cool.
Do you ever get ladies throwing their panties on stage? None of that. Yeah.
No, that usually happens in the dressing room.
Okay. All right. Good to know. And, a lot of women think that you're obviously kind of like a sex symbol. I was reading some stuff about that. Do you see yourself like that? No, not at all. Just
talk to my wife about that. She'll tell you.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just we laugh about it. I mean, it's a nice thing, that people would say that when they occasionally do, but we don't spend much time thinking about it.
Yeah. And we were talking on the air, Governor Blagojevich, I don't know if you've been following the whole thing. He's obviously from Illinois. We were talking on the air the other day. Who could play him in a movie? Could you think of anybody that would be good if they were to do a movie?
He kind of has a John Travolta vibe. Don't you think a little bit?
We were saying that, yeah John Travolta.
Said he looked like Sean Astin too. But I think Sean's a little bit young to play him.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know.
Would you do it?